I don't know why it took me so long, if I'm being completely honest. Like, there's no wood in here, but I'm just gonna tap everything for good luck. That just sums up this whole video. Allow space and pause. I'm gaslighting myself into thinking I'm being productive. Without tipping my camera over and spilling my matcha. Okay, oh, matcha is spilt. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing well. I got in the flow of filming videos like these before I went away and I just really enjoyed it. I feel like it just feels so authentic for me just to sit and have a girly chit chat about something a little bit deeper with you guys, because that's just literally what I'm like as a person. I made a matcha. I made it with a different milk because it's all we had and it tastes very different. And on the drive from my house to here, I managed to spill half of it. So that's fun. I've actually remembered my notes this time. I write down what I want to say. I don't script it, but I think about what points I want to make. Otherwise, I just go off on tangents and then completely forget what I was wanting to talk about. Bloody hell, I planned this a while ago. Here it is. These are some of the notes I've made and I'm so excited to talk through them. I'm going to be talking about something that has really helped me since realising it, and that's talking about why going slower will actually get you there sooner. I know instantly it's like, well no, that's the complete opposite. If you do things quicker, you'll get there sooner. I'm kind of debunking that and explaining why I don't always think that's the case. I used to think that if I wasn't rushing, that meant I was falling behind. But learning to slow down actually changed so much in my life. I'm really trying to progress this year and make this year one to remember and one that's made a big difference in the trajectory of my life in the most positive way possible. But the difference between now and this time last year was that I thought if I just force everything and I do everything quickly and I burn myself out over it, it means I'm going to get there sooner. Hustle culture and burnout has never really been bigger in a society, I don't think. We always hear the quote, live in the present moment, live in the now. And the reason I think that applies to this is because when you're present and when you're taking your time with something, not only are you learning more because you're actually paying more attention, the more you learn, the less mistakes you make, the more you realise what's working and therefore you improve more and therefore you get there sooner. I feel like when you're in a rush, you've got so much pressure on yourself that you're building up, that you make mistakes, that you're not aware of what you're doing at all. You're just quickly trying to rush through it to get to the end point. It takes longer because you're making all these mistakes on the way to get there. Mistakes are obviously a part of life and that's normal, but if you're not present enough to learn from them, then you're not making any progress at all. Another quote I like is energy flows where intention goes. And if you're putting focus and attention into this task, you're going to get results. Whereas if you're not actually putting your full energy and focus and you're just forcing your way through it, you're not going to get the results you're wanting. Everything goes back to self-love and the nervous system. I need to do more research on this myself, but having a regulated nervous system is like the best thing you can do for yourself. And when you respect your nervous system enough to do things slowly, to take your time with it, to enjoy the process, to learn as much as possible, blah, 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 your nervous system is going to reward you. You're going to end up doing better in this thing, whatever this thing may be for you. The reason I think your nervous system then rewards you is because, this is what I've written here, you're showing that you trust yourself enough to grace the idea with time and energy. When you have an idea and something you want to achieve, if you treat it kindly and with love and with passion, you're showing that you trust yourself. Whereas if you're just rushing through it and not treating it nicely, for want of a better word, it's not going to give you the results back. When I say slow down, I don't mean overthink and procrastinate everything, because that isn't what I'm talking about. It's taking mindful action. You can do all the manifesting in the world, you can do all the planning in the world, you can do all the scripting in the world, you can do all the prep work in the whole wide world. That's still not physically doing it. You've not done the thing. I'm guilty of this. I plan and I mood board and I do this and I do that, but I never really do the thing. I just procrastinate with the beginning stuff. I'm gaslighting myself into thinking I'm being productive because I'm doing something towards it, but like, just rip the bandage off and do the thing. Like, yes, prep, like I've prepped for this video, but I also know that I could write the full script start to finish and it's not going to feel right. I might not want to put the video out and it's not going to feel like me and what I was actually wanting to say. So it's like, do the prep work, but just do it. Like, just sit down, press record and get going. So that's what I mean when I say don't just procrastinate and waste time. Like, that's not what I mean when I say go slower. If you were to argue this point, you may think of these two quotes: fast fail, learn quick, or whatever the actual quote is meant to be. Yes, but if you're not doing these things properly, how do you know if it's a genuine fail or the genuine incorrect route to go down? Like, you have to grace this idea with your time, energy, focus to actually find out if it's the right thing or not. I always see this quote mainly on social media: if you were 3 failures away from success, how quickly would you want to fail? That's along the same lines. I always hear this in terms of like content. So like, try different styles of content, because the sooner you try it, the sooner you can rule it out if it isn't the way you want to go with it. Analytics aren't what you were hoping, or XYZ. You could very quickly and easily just like bash out a video. But if you've not thought, okay, how can I tailor this to my niche? What topic can I do it about? How should the aesthetics of it look? And all these different things. If you try it after considering all these factors, then yeah, fair enough. You tried it and it wasn't what you were hoping. And to the next thing. But if you literally just thought, I'm just going to try this, and really half-heartedly do it, you've not given it the opportunity to succeed. And I think that's where a lot of this goes wrong. I'm not saying it's easy though, because I personally find it really hard when, say, if I'm trying something new, I'm not very good at like evaluating, and I'm not good at analysing after I've done something to be like, was that a success or was that not? Remembering in the moment to have this like checklist of things, like, did I do that? Did I do that? Did I do that? Like, I'm not usually good at that. I've got a few quotes I want to say. This is perfect. I'll put it on screen. So ASAP, we always think of that as soon as possible. Like, now. If I see the word ASAP, I just can't do it. It stresses me out, because I'm like, what do you mean? It just sends my nervous system into overdrive. Like, no. I can go make a cup of tea and I can go and sit down and I can do it as soon as possible. It's like urgent, and chances are the things I'm doing aren't urgent. As slow as possible, as soft as possible, as soulful as possible, as sustainable as possible, as sincere as possible, as steady as possible. Allow space and pause. That just sums up this whole video for me. Do it in the way that feels the best for you and that is being the most authentic to you. I found like the perfect one, not that one. This was it. Rushing only gives you the illusion that you're moving faster. Even from when we were younger, I don't know if you guys got taught this, but like the hare, is it the hare and the tortoise? Somehow the tortoise ends up winning the race, even though it's so much slower, because he doesn't burn himself out and he takes his time and he actually wins the race. Something as simple as a children's story applies to your everyday life. I feel like when I was younger, I only thought that applied to like running cross country, because you're like, okay, pace yourself at the beginning so that you can withstand that pace rather than completely like burning yourself out and sprinting at the beginning and having no energy. Something I love, and I made a video and it said I'm introducing word of the week again, because I'm on this like mission to heal my inner child. And you know, when you're younger, did you have like words of the week at school? So anyway, my word of the week this week is create. I'm gonna try and just create as much as possible, as mindful as possible, and just listen to my inner child. We all have different careers, we all have different lives, we all have different aspirations and hobbies and stuff. So what I'm saying in this video will apply very differently to different people. But for me, I'm a creative person and I create a lot. So the act of creating something is always more important than the result. Another similar quote is, create it first, perfect it later. Take your time, but do it. Like I was saying with the action earlier, stop procrastinating, stop doing too much planning and organising. Like, just start the thing, learn as you go. Things I do that help with this way of life, that's like, I'm still trying to be productive, but I'm also trying to look after my body and look after my headspace and nervous system. First thing I like to do is plan out my next day the night before. I've got something to refer to. If I'm suddenly like in the middle of the day thinking, what was I meant to be doing? I don't have to use my brain to think about it, and I can add things to this list as I go. You're eliminating risk of forgetting things. Sometimes I'd literally just use a to-do list, either on my phone or on a normal bit of paper, but I found the productivity method planner and I've been using that today. So it's my first day back using that, but I was just literally using a bit of paper and writing a to-do list, and I find that really helps me. It means you're not storing everything in your brain, you're relieving some of the pressure so that you've got a little bit more headspace. Also been doing more mindfulness techniques, which I don't know why it took me so long, if I'm being completely honest. Like, as a girl that used to really suffer with her mental health and then now is in a complete different headspace. I don't want to jinx it, thank you very much. There's no wood in here, but I'm just gonna tap everything for good luck. Considering I was someone that struggled with their mental health, you'd have thought I'd have gone to yoga and meditation and practice mindfulness a lot sooner, but I just didn't. I don't know why. Like, I loved the idea of being like a spiritual baddie, but like I never meditated. I've got a free subscription to both Calm and Headspace. I've just been using little meditations on there. There's ones that's like a 5-minute one in the middle of your day if you're switching tasks, or before you go to bed, here's some frequency music. Whatever I'm struggling with or I'm experiencing that I want to try and conquer, in those two apps there is always something there. So that's something I've really found useful. Obviously journaling. I've also started doodling, which I don't know why I said it like that, like doodling. Started doing little doodles in a notebook. Sometimes like I see words and my brain is telling me words to write down, but more and more now it's showing me little drawings to do, which has been really nice. If you watched my last vlog, you'll have seen I've got this gorgeous journal, my favourite thing in the world. I've got a plain notebook in there that's for my doodles, and then I've got a normal notebook with lines. Well, actually it's got dots, and that's for writing words and whatever. I feel like I'm going off on a tangent now because I was literally about to start talking about resale therapy. Let's not talk about that because that's got nothing to do with this video. I hope you enjoyed my brain dump of why I think slowing down will get you there sooner. I'm well aware that this doesn't apply to everything in life. However, I think it applies to a big chunk. Since realising this, it's helped me a lot, so I'm hoping it maybe helps you a lot. Fingers crossed anyway. I mean, it's been lovely for me to verbalise what I've kind of been thinking and planning this video out, writing it down and like mindfully doing this and like listening to what my body wanted and my soul wanted to say. I'm hoping this reaches whoever it needs to. As always, I've made this video with so much love, like gratitude. Like, I feel so whole right now. I'm in such a good space at the minute. I honestly think it's since going a bit slower. Life is so busy, and if there's things we can do to make life nicer for us, then I think we should do it. But that's my opinion. I'm going to love you and leave you. Make sure to check out my other platforms if this is your first time seeing my face. Thank you so much for joining me. I love you. Bye.